Hello and Happy New Year. I hope that your 2018 is off to an awesome start. I wanted to make a video giving you a couple of tips on how to make 2018 a healthier year. I tried to narrow this down to 5 tips, but it's going to be 6. So here we go. The first one is to cook at home from scratch as often as you can. It really, truly is the best way to nourish ourselves. Our ancestors did this forever, up until I think the 50s is when it started to change. But it's so important to know what is going into your food, what ingredients, what spices, what type of, like, what is the quality of the food that you're eating. And I always say start slow, right? Like, if you're somebody who doesn't have any interest in cooking and eats out 7 days a week, just start really slow. Find a cookbook that resonates with you, where you look at the pictures and you're like, wow, that looks amazing, and try it out. See how that goes. I'm personally not a foodie. I never have been. My partner is, and that's gotten me into cooking. But so I get it. Like, I totally understand people who don't like to cook, but it truly is better for our health. So that's my first tip. Second tip is move daily, even if it's just stretching. All of us, no matter what your job is, where you work, all of us can do something every single day where we move. So whether that means just dropping and doing 10 push-ups, or walking up the stairs instead of taking the elevator, getting off the subway or bus early so that you can just walk for a couple of stops, just doing something every single day where you're moving. And sometimes maybe that's just stretching, and that's okay too. But just kind of be more active. I think you'll find a lot of positive benefit from just being a little bit more active. Not even a lot, just a little bit. Number 3, dealing with your emotions and your old pain. This is a big one. I feel like we're finally starting to understand that the mind and the body are totally connected. But I think what we don't grasp is just how deeply and how intensely connected they can be. But I see it all the time where it's like somebody comes in and they're taking all the right things in terms of supplements, they're eating the right food. Everything should be, they should be healing, but they're not. And what you come to discover is that they're still suffering on a really deep level about something that happened to them when they were young, or about an ongoing relationship with a parent that isn't great, or, I mean, it can be anything. But the point is, we have to look at that stuff and we have to heal. So whether that means we use homeopathy, whether that means we talk, whether that means, doing a healing session, whatever it is, you just have to start to look at that stuff and heal and allow it to heal. Because in my experience, when the emotional stuff is taken care of, the body is able to heal much more quickly. It's a beautiful process to watch if you get a chance, but I can't stress that enough. So please, please, please find a way to deal with whatever you haven't been dealing with emotionally. Number 4, incorporate more plants into your diet as much as you can. I think that this is something that we can all do in various different ways. So you can incorporate more plants by using more herbs in your cooking, for example, or eating more salads with meals where you normally wouldn't have done that in the past. Using more spices. I think I said that already. But or drinking teas. That's another amazing way to get more plants into your diet, is to just have a cup of tea every single day. Essential oils are another one. The what do you call it? The air purifiers are super popular right now. Just adding a couple of drops of essential oil to that will give the room a beautiful smell. And also, you'll take in those essential oils and the herbs that those are made from. So there are so many different ways to ingest plants, I guess is what I'm getting at. Whether you're inhaling it through like an essential oil mister, or you're actively consuming it as a tea or as a food, just get more plants into your system. They are literally packed with phytonutrients. And what I love about herbs and spices is that there are literally hundreds of different compounds in most of them. So, it's just like our bodies are designed for plants. So just have more plants. Number 5 is spend more time with your family and friends. I think loneliness is a really big deal in our culture. Even though it seems like there's so many ways that we're connected, what I actually find is people aren't that, they don't feel that they're meaningfully connected. And that, that has negative health outcomes. So even if you just have one person in your life right now that you consider a true friend, or, that could be a family member, whoever it is, somebody is, as long as it's somebody that you feel you can really open up to, you can be honest with, and who, it's a reciprocal relationship. You are hearing them, you're listening to what they're going through, and you're able to be vulnerable with them and share with them honestly what you're going through. Nurture that relationship and try to build more of those relationships, because, a solid relationship can get you through so much in life, and we all need that. And, we're wired for it, right? Our entire history as human beings, as a species, has been a story of connection and really important, meaningful connection. So try to foster that. Number 6 is learn to observe yourself. So I think, unfortunately, so many of us have lost the skill of being present with our own selves. I think it's so important to pay very close attention to what is happening in our mind and what's happening in our body. So, just as an example, throughout the day, what kind of thoughts are you having? Are they mostly anxious, anticipatory thoughts? Are they kind of hopeful, optimistic thoughts? Do you find that you can kind of shut your mind off from time to time? Like if you're waiting for a bus or something, are you mulling something over, or are you able to just kind of notice the day and notice the people around you and, have a less intense attitude about things? Or are you really like caught up in something? And then the other piece of that is, what kind of patterns do you allow yourself to repeat over and over and over again mentally? Are they self-sabotaging? Do you keep telling yourself a story or a narrative about yourself or about your past or about why you're not successful or why you're not healthy or whatever? And do those serve you? Like, really, do they serve you? Because the same way that we do spring cleaning of our homes and our closets, I think we can absolutely do that with our minds too, and whatever's in the mind. But the first thing is to actually observe it and become aware of what's there. So, just take note of that. And then on a physical level in your body, um, just observing how you feel on a day to day basis, noticing how you feel when there's no food in your body. How do you feel? Do you feel pain anywhere? Is there hunger present? Do you feel lighter? What's going on for you? And then after you've eaten something, how does that affect you? Do you notice that you sweat a little bit, for example, after spicy food? Or do you notice that there's a change in your mood, in your energy level, in your sleep, in your digestion, any of it, right? I think we really have to start to come back to ourselves and become really clear observers of our own states. Knowing yourself I truly believe, is one of the best ways towards better healing. So yeah, just start slow. Notice how you're feeling right now. Take a couple of seconds. Okay, so that's it. I hope that you have a very healthy 2018, and I will speak to you soon.